Hi guys, it's Danial Tanvir here. It's the Sunday 9th of October 2022. Anyways, I had gone to Lahore to celebrate my birthday. I was there for like 2 to 3 weeks. I celebrated my birthday and then I came back to Islamabad and I celebrated my birthday here again. And a lot has been happening in my life actually. As you guys know, I'm not well. I have obsessive compulsive disorder and schizophrenia. I hear voices and have compulsions to do certain things. I've been suffering from this illness since August 2007, which means that I've had this illness for more than 15 years and 1 month and a couple of days. So, obsessive compulsive disorder and schizophrenia is the deadliest combination. I have compulsions to close switches and taps wherever I go, and to go to places again and again. For example, I have compulsions in like 100 places in Lahore, 50 places in Islamabad, and compulsions at my father's village, and compulsions in people's houses, drivers' houses, people's houses, different cities of Pakistan. Apart from that, I have another compulsion that I went to New York City twice with my father, and now I have to go there 2 times again because 3 is an odd number and 4 is an even number. So the compulsions go on, and wherever I go, I end up having compulsions to close switches and taps, or to go to places again and again. So I don't know what to say though. Apart from that, the compulsions, there's always a compulsion or an obsessive thought bothering me, and then they bother me all the time, the compulsions, and they tell me that if I don't do a certain compulsion, something bad will happen to my parents. I don't even want to say what that bad thing is. Something really bad would happen to my loved one or my parents if I don't do a certain compulsion. Yeah. So apart from that, I hear voices telling me stuff. In my whole life, I must have heard voices countless times, like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. For instance, I hear voices 3 to 4 times a week, and I've been hearing them for many years now. I've been on medication since a long time, 12 to 13 years. I take 5 to 6 pills in the morning and 5 to 6 pills at night, but nothing seems to help. Yeah, so this is the illness I have. So I hear voices almost every day, and the compulsions bother me all the time. So a few days ago, on the 27th of September 2022, I was in my bed in here at my flat in Islamabad, Pakistan, and I heard voices for 8 hours non-stop, and I went totally crazy. I was going through hell. I heard voices for 8 hours, and I was getting a severe headache, and the compulsions were bothering me, and for 8 hours I continuously heard voices. It was worse than hell. And I didn't know what to do about it. So this episode happened after many years. I had never felt so miserable in my life as I did on the 27th of September 2022, when I was in my bed for 8 consecutive hours hearing voices and having compulsions and getting a headache. So I'm a sick guy, I'm not well. So I can never forget those 8 hours of misery. And after that, on the 1st of October 2022, I felt so miserable and depressed and fed up of my life and of my situation that I started crying. I called up my sociology teacher, who is also my friend, He is Rashid, and I started crying. And then I called up my mother Maruf, but and I started crying again. I felt so miserable and upset, and I didn't know what to do. I was just going through hell. I can never forget that day and what happened. So I've had this illness all my life, and the compulsions start everywhere I go. Previously, I used to have compulsions to close switches and taps, but now I have compulsions to go to places again and again. As I told you before, I have to go to different places in Lahore, different places in Islamabad, in people's houses, in the village, in different cities, and the list goes on and on and on and on. And the voices I hear almost every day. So this is schizophrenia and obsessive compulsive disorder. So I want to become a writer and sell 1 billion copies if that's possible actually. Yeah, I love to travel. I had gone to Dubai for 11 days a couple of months ago, and then I was in Thailand for 2 weeks a couple of months ago. So I love to travel and I love going in the plane, but this illness has just ruined everything. Obviously, it's all God's fault. God makes people suffer so much for no reason whatsoever, and God is to be blamed for all the sufferings of obviously. So there's a guy called I hear voices almost every day, and the compulsions bother me, and they tell me that if I don't do a certain compulsion, something bad will happen to my parents or my loved ones, and this is what happens to me. So I'm severely ill. I'm a sick guy, On top of that, I'm pre-diabetic and I have too much sweet things to eat, and I have a sweet tooth. I have all sorts of sweet things to eat, Okay. There's a guy called Dan Barker. His full name is Danial Edwin Barker. He's an American atheist, and I went to Connecticut, United States of America in 2015, and I met my father's friend Sayyid Jalal Haider, and he bought me his book from the Barnes & Noble's bookshop in Connecticut, and I went online and got Dan Barker, that guy's email, and I'm in touch with him on the email, and he sent me 3 books free of cost from the United States of America to Pakistan at my address, which is very nice of him to do so actually. I mean, he doesn't even know me and he's sending books free of cost. I've met, by the way, Mohsin Hamid's new novel is out called The Last White Man, and I've met Mohsin Hamid a couple of times, and the first time I met him, he told me that he was very impressed with our knowledge of books. So that compliment coming from the author is a very big thing. Yeah. Anyways, so I believe in aliens and UFOs, the unidentified flying objects, and I want to be abducted by aliens. I love reading books and I want to become a writer actually. Actually, I've been working on a book since 2008, and every other day I get lines in my mind about what to write in the book. I want to write a book on religion, philosophy and life in general. So I don't want to live in Pakistan. I want to live in the United States of America or Canada. But the problem with Canada is that it's snowing most of the time, so it's no fun. There's fun in the United States of America. I've been to New York City twice and Washington DC twice as well. In July 2003, I went to Hawaii, where I met my mother's sister, Noreen Safdarbhat, and we had a lovely time there. It was just amazing. Anyways, so the voices tell me stuff. Okay, I'll tell you what they tell me. Here's what they say. I've discussed the compulsions now I'll discuss the voices. They tell me, don't you get it, Joshua? They're all watching you. They're all coming to get you. You are nothing but a coward who wants to kill himself. They have cameras installed in your house and chips installed in your brain, and they are monitoring your thoughts and activities. The whole world is a setup, and they're all against you. Your parents, your family, your friends, your close people, your loved ones, they're all part of the setup, and they want to harm you and be bad to you. They tell me that I've done nothing in life and that I'm a loser and that the whole world is a setup. Well, I'll tell you, I have done something in life. First of all, I have read more than 315 books in my life, but I get put off when I read a book and I don't remember what I read in it. That's really annoying though. And apart from that, I have so much knowledge about books and authors, which is just incredible. I'm not showing off that I have a lot of knowledge about books and authors. I'm just stating the facts though. And apart from that, I have written a short book, which I can expand on by writing more. The biggest thing that I have accomplished in my life is that I've fought this bloody illness for the last more than 15 years in 1 month. And it's just terrible. I mean, I've been going through hell all my life, and no one even cares about me. As a matter of fact, they just dump me and just want me to die. I'm so fat and I'm pre-diabetic and I have sweet things to eat, and sometimes I just feel like committing suicide and ending my miserable life. I don't know what to say or do though. I want to meet all my favorite writers, which includes Michel, Onfray, the atheist writer from France. I want to meet David Silverman, whose book I have. I want to meet Salman Rushdie. I want to meet irshad manji. I want to meet hisham matar. I want to meet Nadeem Aslam, the Pakistani novelist. I want to meet Ian McEwan, G.M. Coetzee, John Maxwell Coetzee. I want to meet all these authors. Well, Christopher Hitchens has passed away, which was very sad though, in 2011, a couple of years ago though. So this illness is not going to end, and that is the truth. It's the harsh truth, and the truth hurts, you know. I will have to live with this illness for the rest of my bloody life, which is so unfortunate and unfair on God's part. You know, you've made a creation and you should be nice to them. You shouldn't make them suffer so much for no reason whatsoever. There's so much madness and religious intolerance in this bloody country, Pakistan. There's no freedom of speech, and people are killed in the name of religion. This is total madness. There are a lot of Pakistani writers writing in the English language these days, and only Mohsin Hamid has been shortlisted for the Man Booker Prize actually. So that's what I want to talk to you about this video. This is the third time I've made a video to upload it on YouTube, because every video I made I forgot to mention something. So I had a compulsion to make this video again and again. So this is the third or fourth time I'm making this bloody video. So annoying it is, you know. I get so put off when I read a book and I don't remember what happens in it. Although now I do remember what I read in books. I've managed to read around 6 books since I've come to Islamabad from Lahore. Lahore is the city of my birth, but Islamabad is home, and I just love it in Islamabad. It's such a green, clean, nice city, and it's the world's second most beautiful capital after London. I'll be the happiest person alive if this illness ends. I have to read all the Christopher Hitchens and Salman Rushdie books, by the way. I just love to read, you know. I love reading books. In my room I have hundreds of books actually, and I've collected them over a period of several years. So the voices go on and on telling me that I'm a loser, I've done nothing in life, and blah 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 and all that bullshit. I really miss Barnes & Noble's bookshop in the Union Station in New York City. I really miss the Chapters and Indigo bookshop at Eaton Centre Shopping Mall, Toronto, Canada. I love Toronto. Seriously, I love Toronto, Canada. And last time I was in Canada was in July 2013, and I miss it like hell. And I regret the fact that I should have stayed there and gotten the immigration. But I screwed things up for myself. It was all my fault. I should have stayed there. I could have led a nice life over there, studying philosophy and English literature and psychology and sociology at the University of Toronto, and also working at a bookshop or doing a job or buying books or reading and stuff like that. I want to become the world's most famous author and sell 1 billion copies as much as Harry Potter. Although I don't like Harry Potter, it's too overrated, but that's how many copies I want to sell of my book. And when you say something and you are determined to get it, the whole world conspires to getting it to you. That's a saying that I've heard somewhere actually. Yeah. So there are several good bookshops in Pakistan, in Lahore and in Islamabad, where you can get books of different kinds. Yeah. So I want to travel somewhere. I've already been to Bangkok, Thailand 13 times, so I won't want to go there again. I want to go to the Mediterranean countries like Greece and Italy. I want to chillax on the beach in Greece and listen to Bob Marley. And I want to do all that stuff. I want to go to New York City and Washington DC again. And in 2015 I took a cruise in the Bahamas with my father, which was just incredible. It was just amazing. So I don't know when these sufferings will end and when my illness will end, but if it does end, I'm going to publish my book, and I'll publish it in Canada or the United States of America. I'm going to write a 600-pager book, and it has to be a bestseller, and I have to become the world's most famous author. Yes, and that will happen. I know it. Have you ever wondered that where the universe keeps on going, and if there is life after death? I'm sure there is life after death. I don't know, but have you ever wondered that how many planets there are, and where the universe keeps on going, and all that stuff about God and religion and aliens and all that stuff? So God is so unfair and cruel, making people suffer so much for no reason at all. What can be said about him? It's total madness what's happening in the world. There's so much suffering and misery and injustice in the world. Do you think a loving God could allow that to happen? No, obviously not. The day before yesterday, on Friday, we had a get-together at our house. Yesterday we also had a get-together at our house, and people came and we had a few dance sessions, and it was nice actually. I have a lot of books to read, I have a lot of reading to do. I have a lot of books to read actually. Yeah. Anyways, let's call it a day now. Bye guys.